So Arjuna has asked a very difficult question. Of course, Krishna has an answer to everything. So he's going to give a good answer, I'm pretty sure. Arjuna asked, why are humans committing these big blunders as if they are being driven by an invisible force? Before I get into Krishna's answer, let me start by discussing in what way we are different from other living things that also work with instincts. Of course, they make blunders like the bird I talked about last time. But their playfulness is part of their instincts as well. That's how they learn flying when they are young and avoiding dangers. It's part of their survival. But how are we different? And I alluded to willpower in the last post. Willpower is something that has been studied quite extensively by scientists and still not really well understood what it is or how we apply it. It's not very clear. But there are some aspects that seems to make sense. For example, I'll talk about our instincts, the capacity to suppress our instincts or certain instincts so that other instincts can be enjoyed. Seems to be part of the willpower. Example, we eat food. Nature gave us instincts for survival, but in order for us to apply those instincts so that we can make sure our species can survive, each instinct is paired with one or more pleasures. We need to consume food. That is the instinct when we get hungry. But then to make sure that we will eat, nature attached taste buds for our tongue. So hunger, immediately the brain says, enjoy some taste. So we go have a sweet mango or avial, payasam and all that, kheer. But there is another instinct that is important here. As we keep eating, our stomach gets filled. And if we keep eating more and more, it gets to the extent that it gives you discomforts, somewhat painful. That pain, part of the instincts, overwhelms the pleasure of taste. The first instinct that led us to eat. Then, so we stop. It could be the pain. Sometimes we stop. having food? Because there is scarcity. Why is there scarcity of food? Our labor led us to get our food. And we couldn't continuously expend our labor. That's the nature. But in the recent days, that labor has been made very easy. Machines make food. So we have sort of suppressed that pain from labor, that part of the bad instinct which is given to us so that we don't overindulge in the eating pleasure, has been now eliminated with machines. On the other hand, if we do overeat, especially certain types of food that may be harmful to our health, because of the abundance, not everybody has to work for food. Some can spend their time creating some remedies for these ill effects of suppressing the instincts that tell us to stop. Doctors. So that's the way our society is growing, has been growing. It's called progress. But our sages, our scriptures, seem to say that, think about it. What is more logical? Maybe instead of trying to suppress the instinct that lead to ill effects, why don't you suppress the instincts that give you pleasure to begin with? Makes a whole lot of sense. That's what Krishna is saying in the next couple of verses as a response to Arjuna's question. It is your desire. You have too much desire. You don't suppress it. You don't control it. That leads to dissatisfaction because you cannot keep on getting things. You keep desiring, but there is nothing to match it. Your frustration leads to anger. Anger clouds your mind. You make big blunders. Anger clouds your mind like smoke covers the fire, or dust covers a mirror, or a shell covers an embryo. Buddha said the same thing. Buddha exemplified this. Desire is the cause of all sufferings. It makes sense. It is very logical. I know it. But do I suppress my desires?